10 rooted in problematic things, and that's why it like preferences is problematic in itself. Like you don't want fats or femmes, fine, but that's okay because that's your preference. But when you start making the fats and femmes feel like they're unattractive just because you don't like them, that becomes problematic. Because why don't you like fat and femmes? What have fat and femmes done to you for you to not prefer them as well? If you're just here for sex, then what is the problem? Right? Like,
that's a good way to put it, because
it's that part. Like,
because when I first got on Grindr, I already had my problems with discrimination from when I was a child. So now I just thought, I'm in the gay community. Goodbye racism, goodbye colorism. It's all gone. You guys have pounded the pavement with homophobia. You guys will never be racist towards me. Wrong.
Okay, so I have a couple questions. Sorry, Mom. Do you want to go? Were you saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I have a couple questions.
I'm enjoying this. Go ahead.
And I feel like I'm for the record, I'm not psychoanalyzing you. I am just asking questions for clarification.
No, I'm enjoying it. Go ahead.
Okay, so you grew up where?
Orlando.
Florida?
Well, I graduated in Orlando. Once I graduated, I went straight to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, and then you came here?
I came here after being in Fort Lauderdale 4 years. I went for my internship for nursing, and then I came here.
Okay, and then Chadwick, you grew up where?
I started off in Kingston, Jamaica. Politics almost pretty much killed the whole neighborhood, so that's the reason why my parents brought us to Canada. While I was living there, everybody saw me as, look at the Chinese boy, Miss a chin. And as soon as I came here and I went to school, I'm not Chinese anymore.
Wait, hold on, we're gonna get there. Hold on, wait.
Black guy now.
You came here and then you grew up like in Toronto or?
I was in Toronto, but I don't even know what the name of the area was.
Okay, that's cool. And you were surrounded by both of you, because in Florida.
My family stayed with uncles because we're looking at getting a place. So we're fairly new here. And just from the time I got here and they said, Happy Halloween, I said, what the hell is that? We didn't have that in Jamaica.
Oh my God.
So when we got here, we were in Toronto to Mississauga to Burlington to London. And
wow. Okay, so you moved outward. Okay, got it. Perfect. I love this. Even better, because I was gonna do that, but this is good. So it seems like you've just been surrounded by a lot of white people for a majority of your life.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm still trying to figure out why you have white friends, but that's another story.
You've
been surrounded by white people.
Hold on, let me back it up. Let me back up a bit here. I have a couple of black friends, but it's based on I live in a predominantly white area. In order for me to have another black friend,
there'd have to be more black people.
I have to go through another 25 white people to get that one black friend.
Perfect.
When I went to Toronto, I go to Toronto, and as soon as when I got off the Greyhound, I went there for a clinical trial. Every corner I walked past, yeah man, it's like Jamaica. Since when the bus come to Jamaica? I felt like I was in Montego Bay or Kingston, anywhere in Jamaica, because I heard Jamaican people in Toronto.
Okay, that's a lot. I'm like, we're here, but it's not that deep. Okay. So the thing is, your experience is actually pretty screwed up. So thank you for sharing, because like, wow. But all of this, like, it's almost like you've conflated two things. So you thought that because you were out and proud now, or you could be out and proud, which is one thing, which has nothing to do with our race, our skin, nothing, as that's our sexual identities. You then came and thought that it was okay in a space where we was also predominantly white, right? So it's like now they have reason, because even though we're all gay, we're not all white, right? And they know this. For example, Church Street, I will be the first person to say it. I will always say it. I stopped going to Church Street, like stopped going to the Village, probably early in my gay life. I think after we finished drag, after my drag era ended, I won my pageants. I just left Church Street because I didn't even realize it until afterwards, but like the racism was so intense that it almost like I almost forgot that I was better than them. And I mean that in terms of talent, not in terms of like race or anything like that. So like it's again, it's so insidious that you don't even know that it's happening. Everyone who enters the village or the village itself is consumed by whiteness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that in every aspect of the way. I'm not even going to mince words. In every aspect of the way. So when you go there, you have to do one of two things. You either have to assimilate, or you be the other. And it's fine being the other if you have the energy and time because you feel that, oh, well, you have that one friend there that makes it fun or whatever the case is, or I love drag queens, so let me go and see that. That's fine, do you? But for me, I don't, first of all, I've learned to just, or not even learned, I'm not going to be in any space where the majority of people around me are not Black. That's the first thing. As much violence, as much trauma, as much issues as Black people have, there's a safety that we also have with amongst each other that I will never feel with white people. It's like it's just no shade. I just won't, and I can't. Right. So it's sad, but like you weren't you didn't get that. Like you didn't even get the opportunity to assimilate because it's almost like you were sexualized. Of course you were because you're a Black man, duh. But you were sexualized before you were even like friendshipized, so to speak. Right? So it's like whiteness now, then it causes this divide. So now let's say you have a Black friend like myself, right? Now let's say the two of us, hypothetically speaking, end up at Church Street. So the first thing that would have happened is like, yeah, we would have been the other, like we would have been othered, but I wouldn't have been othered the way you were othered because I would have left, right? But you would have stayed because you're used to that type of environment. So it would affect you differently to leave or not come back because you don't know of any other space, like you don't know of any other life, right? Whereas myself now, I grew up around now, like in like middle school and high school and things like that. I was like that. We were diverse. I went to, even though I lived in a predominantly Black neighborhood or with Black people, like it was people of color. So I had Asian friends and brown friends and all these friends. Didn't have any white friends, but like we were all together. And like I said, it wasn't until after high school where like I started to realize, holy shit, I'm the only Black person in the room. And this is through my job. For example, I was working at one of my jobs. They called me Tyrone for the entire time, even though our emails have our signature at the end. Our name is in our emails, and every time we went to this meeting, they'd call me Tyrone.
Well, can I just say this? I live in it, like you said. I want to talk this colorism thing here. I'm getting this sense. I'm understanding the two of you now and where you stand in this, and you're explaining it really well. And what I like is also the personal experiences in between that you're throwing in, which is very good. Now, I come from a Christian neighborhood with the majority of Blacks. But of course, we had the speckle of whites because the area wasn't a ghetto. It was a Christian neighborhood. So these are middle-class people that worked every day, or people with a couple of dollars in their pocket that had a strong sense and value of church and family. Now, when you think about the colorism on your part, Chadwick, I understand that a lot, like I tried to explain from back in the slavery days, of the way white people have sort of thought about us more. We're either sexualized or we're criminals.